Mustafa Bello, sir. You have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Morning, senior colleagues and colleagues. I'm Professor Mustafa Bello, the President of Nigerian Society of Neonatal Medicine. On behalf of Nigerian Society of Neonatal Medicine, I would like to welcome us all to the first of a series of efforts to improve outcome of newborns in Nigeria. We know the neonatal mortality rate remains high, 39 per 1,000 live births from the NDHS 2018. Major contributors, as we all know, are birth, perinatal asphyxia, infections, and prematurity. Compounding this is unavailability of equipment or consumables, or where these equipments are available, difficult to service these equipments. NISOM has been collaborating with Professor Hippolyte over the years. Present collaboration is for such meetings to be hosted by various units across the country. Starting today with your facility, NISOM remains ever grateful and appreciates Calabar for hosting this initial meeting, and we remain ever grateful to Professor Hippolyte for this collaboration. We believe this will go a long way in improving the outcome of newborns in Nigeria. By this, I will want to, on behalf of NISOM, go ahead and declare this series of seminars aim at improving the outcome of newborns open. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor and the President of NISOM. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, once again, this is the first, it's the beginning of this series that have been jointly planned by my unit at Imperial College. That is the Center for Frugal Medical Technology for the developing world, or for the low and middle income countries of the world. With the presidency of the Nigerian Society of Neonatal Medicine, and we're hoping that this is going to achieve a result. Our desire across the entire country and operations of NISOM, with my Imperial College office, is to pull our weight together to achieve some positive results, reduction of neonatal mortality across the low and middle income countries of the world. In this case, with particular reference to Nigeria, because this particular one now is a collaboration with the Nigerian organization. And I've, just like I've done in the past, I've tried to give a chunk of my time to Nigeria, because that's my country, and whatever I gain at the Imperial College here in London, I try as much as possible to give a lion's share to Nigeria. And the only thing I would want to plead with colleagues is to give a little more thought to the meaning of such a high neonatal mortality that we are having today. If we give a little more thought to it, I'm sure you'll be able to know why people like me or Professor Bello are so burdened to do something even from the distance, because it is at such an unacceptable level. During many years ago, when for those of you who are the younger colleagues, when I say many years ago, that was when Professor Udo was still a resident, and up to the time when he became a young consultant. And the likes of Professor Emmanuel Ikanem, Professor Antiobong was our seniors. So what I'm talking about now is dating back to 25 years. You know, at the time when the neonatal mortality rate in Nigeria, well, as much as it was counted at that time, it was still alarming. And people were saying, this is not acceptable. And people were looking for solutions everywhere. What do we do? That time, the monster we had was incubator. Every person was saying incubator, incubator, incubator. So if incubators were brought, problem would be completely over. Yes, it made huge impact. Today we know that beyond incubators, so many other things that are really snatching these babies away from us. But the most disheartening, which is what has made it difficult for me to just go back to my shells, because for one to have been a foot soldier for 25 years is not easy. And you don't expect someone who's been a foot soldier for 25 years to still go in the war front. If such a thing happens, something is wrong somewhere. But that is like what is happening in our case today. If not, some people like me would actually retire somehow to go and rest. But how would you retire if, as at 2007, when I would say I had been able to build up some professional muscle, I was able to walk through the committee of chief medical directors of the days. I made them to enter into a collaboration, national collaboration that consciously pushed the boundaries of neonatal mortality in Nigeria. And by 2014, if you look at the demographic report of Nigeria, 2014, we were able to push down the mortality. Let me just quickly show us. I think I have a graph. You see that graph that I'm sharing? You know, as at 2014, that was the lowest we were able to push the mortality by the demographic report down to 657 per day. As at 2007, 7 years before the end of the Millennium Development Goal, it was high at 781. Every person was crying that no, this is not acceptable. So with a little way to do, pushing boundaries, the lowest we were able to achieve was 2014. And by 2014, I had already declared that I was withdrawing from the scene. I was retiring. But what my expectation was that all that every hospital had gained, they would sustain. The question was, were they able to sustain it? The answer is no. From Calabar to Sokoto, from Abeokuta and Lagos to Kano, Katsina, Maiduguri, Yola, people simply abandoned the whole thing. TMDs were no longer pushed for, they looked the other way, and everything that was taking years to build started crumbling and rotting away. The equipment were being packed again, we were sliding back to mortality high. Just within a space of 3 years of my leaving this, you can see what happened. Look at 2018 data. And Professor Bello, I'm sure that this data would not be obsolete. 795. I'm sure, you remember during 2019 NISOM, that lady told us that we are crashing 2 jumbo jets every day. I know that this data is now obsolete. But now I'm sure that if a demography is conducted right now, it will be above 800 a day. If you guys, if there's any person who feels okay, goes to bed, sleeps so well with this kind of data, I can tell you that I don't. So when a general decides to put on his boots again to go back as a foot soldier, then there is snake on the roof. And that is what I want to tell the younger ones. And I want to plead with the elders amongst us, because I also classify myself now as an elder. Please, with all respect, Professor Ntobong, permit me to classify myself as an elder now because of this situation. I will plead with the younger colleagues that there is snake on the roof. some of the things that we, your teachers, have not been able to do well, that is making things not to work, please don't follow it. This is why you have younger blood, you are more so energetic in research. Research is not only about going to take medicine and giving a patient to see whether the patient will recover. Research is also looking at our operations. If there are things the ways that in 50 years ago we have conducted trainings that has become obsolete, that is not working now, please, it's time to abandon it. We have to figure out better operational procedures that will give us the result we are looking for. But this result of having a daily death rate of 800 per day gives me sleepless night. And this thing crashed within 2 years just because one or two people left the scene across the whole country. I'm going to leave it at this point, and then we'll go straight to what I want to do. And this is what has informed this series that we're trying to start. And somehow I didn't want to make it a lone race. So that's why NISOM is here. If we all have the same burden, then we can as like a team, like a national team, we'll run against the problem and see how much we can smash. But I wish that back down to, if not below that 657 that we're able to achieve 2014. You know, many of the chief medical directors have abandoned the vision. They are tired. And we're just practicing with all manner of carelessness that have brought many of our babies dying again. So we can do it because we did it before. We can. So this series is about respiratory support using the Polite Heart Bubble CPAP machine. And there are 3 lectures in the series. I'll start the lecture this morning so that I can create time for us to interact and then ask some questions. I will not overrun myself, overpower myself to get into lecture 2 because I want people to understand it. If we can understand the fundamentals, then we will know the reason why we need mechanical support.